Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. This plant can shift your fortune. The secret that wealthy homes never ignore. Have you ever stepped into a home and immediately sensed that something just felt right? Maybe the air felt softer, the light more welcoming, and your spirit, without reason, felt at peace. That's not coincidence. In the ancient teachings of Feng Shui and Buddhist Dharma, what you place in your home, and where you place it, determines not just how you feel, but how fortune flows through your life. Now here's a question that may change everything. What if the reason money slips away, opportunities vanish, or life feels stuck isn't about how hard you work, but about where a single plant sits in your living room? Yes, one plant. The jade plant. Quiet. Green. Round-leafed. Easy to overlook. But in the right spot, this humble living being becomes a channel, an actual vessel, for abundance. Wealth energy doesn't just arrive with luck. It's called forth through intention, harmony, and the wisdom of placement. And the jade plant? It has been called the money tree for generations, not by superstition, but because it embodies energy that stores, holds, and multiplies. But, and this is critical, place it in the wrong corner, and not only will it fail to help you, it may even block the very blessings trying to enter. In today's video, we're going to explore one of the most overlooked secrets among spiritual homeowners and Feng Shui masters, the true placement of the jade plant, not just to decorate, but to transform your space into a sanctuary of flowing wealth. You'll learn where it should never go, how to find your home's wealth corner, and most importantly, how to activate the plant's energy using ancient rituals rooted in fire, earth, and intention. By the end, you'll never look at your living room, or your prosperity, the same way again. But before we go any further, take a moment and plant a seed of your own. Comment below with a simple affirmation: I am aligned with the energy of abundance. This is your first energetic gesture. Not to me, but to yourself, and to the energy waiting to meet you. Let's begin. Part 2. The Dharma of Living Energy, Why Plants Matter in Spiritual Space. In Buddhist thought, everything that exists carries energy, not only people, but objects, colors, and especially living beings. Energy, or prana, moves like a river, unseen but deeply felt. When it flows in harmony, life unfolds with grace. But when it stagnates, even the brightest home can feel heavy, restless, or strangely uninviting. So what does this have to do with a jade plant? More than you might think. Unlike a plastic decoration or a painting on the wall, a living plant breathes energy. It doesn't just sit in your space, it interacts with it. It receives light, absorbs vibrations, reacts to your emotions, and gently influences the frequency of the room. In this way, it becomes a bridge between the seen and unseen, between your intentions and the reality you create. Among all plants, the jade plant holds a special role. Its thick, round leaves resemble ancient Chinese coins, but more importantly, its structure represents retention. While other plants grow wildly or demand constant care, the jade plant is calm, grounded, and stable, mirroring the very energy needed to sustain wealth. In Dharma teachings, we are reminded, what is alive will grow. What is tended will return blessings. This is true for our thoughts, our karma, and our physical surroundings. When we bring a plant like jade into our living room, we are inviting a guardian of growth. But its true power awakens only when it's placed with wisdom. That's where Feng Shui complements Buddhist thought beautifully. While Dharma speaks of harmony between mind and environment, Feng Shui offers the map, how elements like wood, earth, and fire interact, and how space becomes either a flow or a blockage. Think of the jade plant as a spiritual practitioner in your home. It doesn't need to chant or meditate, but it must sit in the right posture. In the wrong corner, it struggles. In the right one, it thrives, and so do you. In the next part, we'll explore why ancient traditions called this plant the money tree, and how one small encounter with a monk centuries ago helped create a legend that still guides homes today. The wisdom is waiting. Let's follow the route. Part 3. Why the jade plant became the money tree. Long before the jade plant became a trendy piece in minimalist interiors, it was regarded as a spiritual ally, an object of quiet reverence in homes, temples, and merchant halls alike. But how did a simple green plant earn the nickname money tree? The answer lies in a story passed down through generations, steeped in both folklore and spiritual insight. Legend speaks of a weary merchant in ancient China who, despite running a successful trading business, found himself in a cycle of gain and sudden loss. Every coin earned seemed to slip away like sand through his fingers. One evening, while passing through a mountain town, he took shelter in a small Buddhist monastery. There, he met an elderly monk sitting silently beside a strange little plant in a clay pot. The monk, sensing the restlessness in the merchant's heart, spoke just one sentence. "To keep wealth, you must learn from that which holds it." He pointed to the plant. Its rounded leaves looked like coins. Its body was thick, as if storing not just water, but intention. The monk explained that this plant, known locally as crassula, had the rare quality of balancing yin and yang energies, retaining moisture, and staying lush even through drought. That made it a symbol of wealth that is steady, not fleeting. Inspired, the merchant brought a similar plant home and placed it where his family gathered each evening. Over time, something changed. His expenses stabilized. His business flourished with fewer setbacks. Whether by luck or energy alignment, his home began to feel different, grounded, prosperous. Word of his success spread, and soon, families across the region were seeking out the same plant, calling it the money plant or jade tree. In Buddhist tradition, symbols are not magical, they are mirrors. The jade plant came to represent a deeper truth. Abundance isn't just about what you gain, but what you can hold without leaking. It reminded people that stability is a virtue, not just a condition. Today, that lesson still holds. The jade plant continues to be a quiet teacher of prosperity, not loud or flashy, but deeply rooted in balance. Next, let's explore where this teacher prefers to sit, because even a wise presence must be placed with care to fully share its blessing. Part 4. Feng Shui Foundations, Understanding the Southeast Wealth Corner. In the art of Feng Shui, every space is more than just walls and furniture. It's a map of invisible energy, constantly shifting, flowing, and influencing our lives. And among all the directions on that map, one corner has long been associated with the flow of prosperity, the Southeast. Why the Southeast? According to the traditional 8-mansion Feng Shui system, the Southeast direction governs the wealth sector. It's associated with the wood element, which symbolizes growth, expansion, and long-term accumulation. Think of it like a river that nourishes everything it touches, steady, natural, and abundant when respected. Now consider the jade plant. Its plump, vibrant leaves represent coins, and its structure embodies the storing of water and life force. Energetically, it belongs to the wood element as well. When you place a jade plant in the southeast corner of your living room, you're not just following a decorative tip, you're aligning two powerful forces, a plant that symbolizes wealth, and a space that channels it. But harmony isn't just about direction. It's about resonance. Imagine striking a singing bowl. If your space is the bowl, the jade plant is the mallet. Only when they meet in the right tone does sound ring true. That's what happens when you place your jade plant correctly. The energy of growth, wood, opportunity, southeast, and living chi, plant life, begin to echo in alignment. Unfortunately, many people unknowingly block this area, placing a bookshelf, a cluttered cabinet, or even letting it sit in shadow. What they don't realize is that the southeast corner needs light, breath, and intentional flow. When this space is neglected, so too is the energy of financial growth. To identify this spot in your home, stand in the center of your living room with a compass or a compass app. Find the southeast corner. That's your golden zone. This is where your jade plant wants to live, not for beauty, but for purpose. And in the next section, we'll look at the common mistakes that turn this powerful setup into a silent energy drain, errors that, if unnoticed, may be quietly repelling wealth from your life each day. Let's make sure you avoid them. Part 5. The 3 mistakes that block prosperity. Even the most sacred object, when placed in the wrong environment, can lose its power, or worse, work against you. This truth is echoed not only in Buddhist philosophy but also in Feng Shui, where energy isn't just about what you invite in, it's about what you unknowingly trap, block, or repel. The jade plant, a living symbol of prosperity, is often placed with good intentions. But good intentions without wise placement can backfire. In this section, we'll explore 3 common mistakes that silently sabotage wealth energy in your home, and how to correct them before the damage goes deeper. Mistake number 1. Placing the jade plant near the bathroom. It may seem harmless to tuck your plant in an unused corner near a bathroom, but in Feng Shui, this is one of the most energetically draining choices you can make. Why? Because the bathroom is considered a drain zone, a place where energy is literally flushed away. This space gathers dampness, stagnant air, and strong yin qualities that disrupt the natural life force of any living object nearby. The jade plant, which holds and amplifies chi, energy, becomes overwhelmed here, not just by moisture, but by the spiritual leakage that bathrooms emit. Over time, the plant weakens. Its leaves dull. It stops growing. And symbolically, your finances may begin to reflect that slow withering. Correction. Move the plant immediately to a brighter, drier, and more energetically stable location. If moving it isn't possible right away, consider placing a wooden screen, bamboo partition, or even a bowl of Himalayan salt between the plant and the bathroom. These act as energy buffers, reducing the drain effect until a better placement is possible. Mistake number 2. Keeping it inside the bedroom. It's tempting. Your jade plant is compact and elegant, perfect for a peaceful bedroom aesthetic. But don't let beauty override energy wisdom. Bedrooms are yin spaces, meant for rest, healing, and inward reflection. They are intentionally slow, quiet, and still. But the jade plant carries yang energy. It symbolizes growth, movement, and active prosperity. When placed in a room that rarely sees sunlight or visitors, that energy becomes trapped. Even worse, it begins to absorb whatever emotional heaviness the room holds, stress, fatigue, or unresolved emotions from sleep. In time, not only does the plant become dull, but so too may your ambition, motivation, and financial flow. Correction. Bring the plant into a shared living space, the living room, hallway, or near the home's main energy entrance. Energy needs movement to circulate. Let your plant breathe where human interaction and light coexist. Mistake number 3. Letting it sit near the kitchen. At first glance, placing a plant near the kitchen seems smart. It fills space, adds greenery, and freshens the room. But energetically, this is a risky choice. The kitchen is dominated by the fire element. Every time you cook, you activate heat, steam, and transformation. While the kitchen is vital for nourishment, it's also a space of intense activity and consumption. The jade plant, ruled by the wood element, clashes with this fire. And in 5 elements theory, fire overcomes wood, causing it to burn, shrink, and weaken. Signs of imbalance include yellowing leaves, rapid soil drying, or a feeling that the plant is shrinking into itself. Symbolically, this may mirror finances that rise and fall unpredictably, or opportunities that feel short-lived. Correction. Move the jade plant to a cooler, quieter, and brighter space, ideally the southeast wealth corner of your home. If it must stay near the kitchen for now, place a soft divider like a small wooden panel or fabric curtain to create energetic distance. Even small misplacements can have big effects over time, not just on the plant's health, but on your relationship with wealth and balance. So ask yourself now, is my jade plant thriving, or simply surviving? Because in the next section, we'll learn how to activate its full potential, not just by placing it well, but by treating it as a sacred vessel for wealth, using rituals that have stood the test of time. Let's go deeper. Part 6, Rituals of Activation, How to Awaken Wealth Energy. Placing the jade plant in the right spot is essential, but placement alone won't unlock its full power. Just as a monk's posture in meditation is only the beginning, so too must the energy of the plant be nurtured with conscious, intentional care. In Buddhist and Feng Shui practice, it's not enough to arrange the outer world, we must also engage the inner ritual. Here are 5 time-tested methods to awaken your jade plant's energetic potential and transform it into a living vessel for wealth. 1. Tie a red thread around the base or pot. In Feng Shui, red is the color of vitality, success, and the fire element. By tying a soft red thread around the base of the jade plant or its pot, you're introducing the fire energy that nourishes wood, according to the 5-element cycle. This symbolic fire acts like sunlight, activating and empowering the plant to channel wealth. But it's not just about the thread. It's your mindset that gives this act its power. As you tie it, do so in silence and clarity. Whisper or mentally affirm, I awaken prosperity in my home. May abundance find safe ground here. Avoid tying the thread tightly or around the trunk, it can harm the plant. The gesture should be gentle, respectful, and full of sacred intent. 2. Bury 3 ancient Chinese coins under the soil. Use 5 emperor coins or similar symbolic coins known for their association with stable dynasties and golden ages. These coins carry not only historical wealth but energetic resonance with accumulation and financial flow. Cleanse them first using salt water or incense smoke to remove old energies. During repotting or light watering, bury 3 coins in a triangle, representing heaven, earth, and humanity. This sacred geometry strengthens the plant's ability to hold wealth energy. There's no need for elaborate ceremony, just sincere thought. Each morning, whisper, wealth flows in, peace remains, abundance grows. 3. Place a citrine crystal beside the pot. Citrine, a golden yellow quartz, is known as the merchant stone. It enhances yang energy, boosts confidence, and clarifies financial decisions. Its natural brightness resonates with both fire and earth elements, making it an ideal partner for the jade plant's wood essence. Place the crystal to the left side of the pot, when facing outward from your home interior, the Feng Shui azure dragon side, which governs wealth and positive momentum. If you prefer, use 3 small citrine stones arranged in a triangle. Before placing, Cleanse them in salt water and let them bathe in morning sunlight for a few minutes. 4. Wipe the leaves monthly with grapefruit or ginger water. In spiritual cleansing rituals across Asia, grapefruit peels and ginger roots are considered yang-charged ingredients that clear out stagnant or negative energy. To create your ritual cleaner, slice ginger and simmer in water, or soak grapefruit peels in warm water for 1 hour. Let cool completely. Use a soft cloth to gently wipe each leaf, visualizing the plant releasing heavy energy and shining anew. Do this once a month, preferably on the first day or full moon of the lunar calendar. Repeat quietly, clear the old, welcome the new. This home is open to blessings. 5. Water between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. This is the golden hour, when yang energy begins to rise with the sun. It's when plants breathe the freshest air, and the energy of the home is untouched by the rush of daily life. Use clean, room temperature water, preferably rainwater or filtered. As you water, pause and say, green leaves, wealth awakens. Flowing water, blessings grow. Keep this habit for 21 days and observe. You may not only see changes in the plant, but also feel subtle shifts in your own energy and financial flow. These simple rituals may seem small, but when done with sincerity, they become spiritual contracts between you and the energy of abundance. In the next section, we'll explore the placement traps that even well-meaning practitioners fall into, and how to avoid blocking fortune without realizing it. Part 7, A Real Story, How One Small Move Changed Everything. Sometimes, it only takes a small shift in our environment to invite a big shift in our lives. Let me share the story of Isabel, a freelance designer living in a quiet suburb of Oregon. She had recently left her corporate job to pursue a more meaningful, creative life. Although her work was promising, her income was erratic. She often found herself anxious at the end of each month, wondering if invoices would be paid on time, or if she'd need to dip into savings again. One weekend, while browsing videos about spiritual home design, she stumbled upon a discussion about the Jade plant and Feng Shui. Intrigued but skeptical, she realized she actually had a jade plant, tucked away on a narrow shelf near her kitchen, beside a microwave and spice rack. She had placed it there purely for decoration, unaware of the energy dynamic she was triggering. Something clicked. Following what she'd learned, Isabel carefully moved the plant to the southeast corner of her living room, which she identified using a simple compass app. The spot had soft natural light, a calm energy, and a solid wall behind it. She cleaned the leaves with grapefruit water, tied a red thread around the pot, and placed a small citrine crystal beside it. Finally, she whispered an affirmation. This plant holds peace and welcomes prosperity. She didn't expect miracles. But within weeks, something changed. A former client she hadn't heard from in months reached out with a large project. Another referred her to a retainer-based agency gig. Her monthly income tripled, and more importantly, the anxiety lifted. When asked later what she believed had changed, Isabel smiled and said, "I didn't just move a plant. I moved my relationship with wealth. I started caring for it, respecting it, making space for it, not only in my home, but in my mindset." Her story isn't about superstition. It's about alignment. When your actions reflect your intentions, energy responds. And that's the heart of this practice, not to manipulate fate, but to create space where blessings feel welcome enough to stay. Now let's look inward. What messages is your environment sending about how you receive wealth? What small move could unlock something greater? Part 8, The Subtle Power of Daily Mindfulness, A Small Plant, A Big Shift. What if the greatest transformation in your financial life didn't begin with a new job, a windfall, or a business idea, but with the way you treated a single plant. It may sound too simple to believe, but in both Buddhist Dharma and Feng Shui, abundance flows not from control, but from alignment. Alignment with rhythm, with care, with mindfulness. That's where true prosperity begins. The jade plant isn't just a lucky charm, it's a teacher. A quiet one. Its presence invites you into a practice of conscious living. Every time you water it at dawn, tie a thread with intention, or gently wipe its leaves, you're not just performing a ritual. You're reminding yourself, I am tending to wealth, not only the material kind, but the energy of it. In Buddhist thought, wealth is not just what enters your life, it's what stays, what flows, what nourishes you and others. When you care for a jade plant with presence, you begin to shift your relationship with money itself. It no longer feels chaotic or distant. It becomes something sacred, responsive, and quietly generous. But this sacredness requires consistency. That's why the placement of your jade plant is so important, not because it pleases the universe like a vending machine, but because it reflects your readiness to receive. A cluttered corner, a dark shelf, or a forgotten pot sends the message, this doesn't matter. And that message, spoken silently each day, becomes the energy you live in. On the other hand, when you choose a bright, peaceful space, return to it regularly, and infuse it with ritual, you're saying, this is where blessings live. This is where I welcome them. In the end, it's not just the jade plant that transforms. It's you. So take a moment now. Look at your living space not with judgment, but with new eyes. Ask yourself, where does the energy feel open? Where does it feel stuck? And remember, it only takes one small, sincere shift to change the energy of a home. And with it, the energy of your life. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't arrive with noise. Sometimes, it grows, leaf by quiet leaf, in the corner where you finally made space for it. Part 9. The right plant in the right spot can change everything. We often look outward for wealth, working harder, chasing goals, striving for more. But in Dharma and Feng Shui, true prosperity begins within. It starts with awareness, intention, and the energy you cultivate in your own home. The jade plant isn't just decoration. It's a reflection. When you place it in the right corner, care for it with mindfulness, and honor its energy, you're not just inviting fortune, you're aligning with it. Think of each act, the red string, the morning watering, the quiet affirmation, not a superstition, but as a way of saying, I am ready. I am willing to hold abundance with grace. That's how energy responds, not to demand, but to readiness. You've now learned where to place the jade plant, what mistakes to avoid, and how to activate its power. But the most important shift isn't in the plant. It's in you. Because when you live with intention, your space changes. And when your space changes, your life follows. So before we close, write this in the comments as a quiet promise to yourself. I welcome abundance with peace and clarity. If this message has resonated with you, like the video, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, and turn on the bell so you don't miss future teachings. Remember, great fortune doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it grows slowly, in the stillness of a well-chosen corner, beneath the leaves of a plant tended with love.